Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for joining us for guess what? Our final Parent Cafe of the year. Thank you so much for traveling this journey with us and being a part of this monthly Parent Cafe that we've had such a success with this year. Listen, y'all are in for a true treat, okay? We have Miss Candice Hillman here, who is the Executive Director of Augusta Partnership for Children, which is a 501c3 nonprofit organization whose mission is to develop sustained partnerships that provide services to improve the lives of children and their families. As the executive director, she manages, coordinates, and organizes community, local, and national programs that serve vulnerable children and youth populations in rural and urban areas. She serves as project for the maternal, infant early childhood home visiting program and several other programs and the coordinator for Georgia Family Connection Partnership. She also leads the Augusta Richmond County Collaborative in planning, facilitating, and coordinating community-wide strategic planning. In addition, she organizes consortium building of more than 80 agencies, organizations, and individuals to affect system change, realignment to address issues better negatively impacting children and families to ensure that children are healthy, primed for the succeeding in schools, stable, self-sufficient, and living in productive families in a thriving community. She enjoys crafting, traveling, and spending time with her family in her spare time. Her motto is, it's nice to be important, but it's important to be nice. With no further ado, we have Miss Candice Hillman here to join us on our Parent Cafe. Hey, Candice.
Hey,
How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful.
Awesome.
So thank you for having me again. As Patrice said, I'm Candice Hillman, Executive Director of Augusta Partnership for Children. And so today I want to talk to you a little bit about holiday joy and a little bit of cheer for the new year. And so before we start to talk about joy, I just want to acknowledge that the holidays can really be a time of sadness for some. And so it's not always a joyous occasion. And so if you are someone, or maybe even someone that you know are experiencing sadness during this holiday season, I just want to share that you are not alone and that help is available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And you can call, you can text, or you can chat 988. Again, that resource is 988. Now, as we talk a little bit about joy or holiday joy, I just want to have everyone take a few minutes to reflect. Let's reflect on something that brought us joy during 2024 or something that just brings you joy during the holidays. So, Patrice, what's one thing that brings you joy?
One thing that I would have to say that brings me joy is being around family and thriving in family and building more connections within our, immediate family and just loving on each other and just creating our own little traditions and things of that nature.
Okay, well, good. I sort of like family, or family just brings me joy. Anytime I can spend time with my family, even time with my friends,
Mm-hmm.
that really brings me joy. And so, as we reflect about joy or things that bring us joy, let us also think about the challenges and the successes that we often face. Oftentimes, we always talk about our successes, but we sort of shy away from those things
Mm-hmm.
that are challenges or that have been challenges for us. But we do know that they happen. And so, as we just kind of are in our reflection stage right now, um, what are some things that have brought great success to you in 2024?
Some things that brought me great success professionally. I stepped into a new position as the First Steps coordinator,
Yes.
and I have, in my view, it's not just because I'm talking about myself. I feel like I have totally embraced the position and stepped in it and came in running and doing the things that I need to do, and meeting the goals that I need to meet monthly in order to be successful within the program.
Yes, yes, she is right. And so when you talk about success, I see your body language, I see you smiling, so success is, those are the things that make us feel good on the inside. Those are things that just really bring us joy. Now, challenges. Now, we don't always have those good emotions and, those joyful feelings when we talk about challenges. But of course, challenges are necessary for growth. And so, as we reflect, what is something that brought you a challenge?
Whew. So this is a piece of transparency. Through the month of, not the month, the year, this year, 2024, I experienced postpartum, and it weighed on me really heavy. And within postpartum, you try to find your way back to yourself and trying to figure out who am I now, after having a baby. And so I decided to enroll in school. I was so happy to be in school because, I'm going for counseling, and this is something that I always wanted to do. But the truth of it was I wasn't ready. I was really just doing it to try to find myself. And so, because I was dealing with postpartum and I've now enrolled myself in school, and now this is another added responsibility, I didn't succeed in that space as I thought I was going to. And so that kind of put another cloud over me because I felt like I've entered into something that I always wanted to do, but I did it at the wrong time and not for the right reason at the time. And so it kind of hurt me in my ego a little bit because I was operating out of ego, and because I didn't do well. And so I had to take a step back and backpedal and unenroll myself after I had been failed out like 2 or 3 classes because I just couldn't focus. And so that was one of the biggest challenges for me, is to recognize that I was operating out of ego and self instead of doing what was best for me at that moment.
Oh, well, thank you for sharing that. That is an awesome, awesome, awesome point. Timing is everything, and we have to make sure that our reasoning or our rationale behind doing things fits the occasion. And so, again, thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
That just brings me many memories of some challenges that I have faced personally and professionally. And I'll share a professional one is, with us being a nonprofit here at APC, we experience challenges all the time. However, it's about pivoting and moving forward and just continuing, And so one of the major challenges has been with grant funding for us. And so that's something that has kind of weighed very, very heavily on my heart. And so I enjoy what I do here. I enjoy what our staff does in the community. I just enjoy community in general. And so when we are working hard here in the office, making sure that we write and submit proposals of value and that have, adequate data, and then when we get a no, oh, it weighs heavily on my heart. And so that's something that I've had to learn to work through, to deal with during this season, knowing that everything that says no is not always a no. It could just be, not right now. And so I think I have learned to embrace those type things. And so as we reflected now, let's think about embracing. We have to embrace things that are difficult, that are frustrating, that are just, things that just don't even make sense for us at the moment. But as we embrace those things, we learn and we grow, and we're able to then strategize to figure out how to make greatness out of a challenge or out of a sad story. And so that's just something that I wanted to make sure that we focused on, just the whole part of embracing. A lot of times we can't move forward in life unless we embrace, unless we accept. We have to accept those things that maybe aren't so pleasant, and we have to know that this happened today, but this does not have to be the story of my life, and it doesn't have to shape where you're going to go. But we know that We need challenges. We need challenges just like we need successes.
Right.
Because, if we are to grow and to build, like, what are we going to build on if we don't have any challenges? And
Exactly.
so, with that being said, let's try to take all of those things that challenged us during 2024. Let's take those things into 2025, but with a plan to make those things successes. So we're not taking old challenges into 2025, but we're taking strategies, lessons learned from our challenges. We're taking those things into the new year so that when we sit here next year at this time, we're going to be talking about things that are successes. Those challenges will have turned then into successes and a couple of others. Now, we're not saying that we're not going to have other challenges that we face, but we just know these challenges, we're not going to have those to talk about in 2025. So, just want to say that. And so, as we plan and prepare, we need to know, well, now is the time. Now is the time to make preparation, to plan, and to prepare for the success that we want to achieve in 2025.
Exactly.
And so we're always planning and preparing here at Augusta Partnership. And I think we probably spend a great deal of time planning
Yes.
and preparing. But it takes a lot of planning and it takes a lot of preparing. And this is just talking about work. This is professional stuff. And so in life, we have to plan, we have to prepare, we have to strategize, we have to do all of those things to show up and be our best selves. And so we just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about that today as we speak on joy, because you have to reflect, you have to embrace, and of course, you have to plan and prepare for that joy or that success that you want to achieve. Now, when we talked about our challenges, we didn't give you all who are watching an opportunity to let us know a little bit of information about your challenges in our chat box. And you can do so if you'd like. Anything that you wish to share, it could be personal or it could be professional, but just to show that we're all human. We're not perfect, and everybody makes mistakes, but we know here today that we're going to turn these challenges into some successes for next year. So, do we have anybody that's sharing anything?
And while we're waiting for those responses to come in, I just want to reflect on what you stated before about putting things in perspective and basically planting that seed in 2024.
Yes.
Because a lot of times we people say that well, 2025, I'm going to start this 2025, but we don't realize that we still have time in 2024.
Yes.
So the things that you want to see come to pass and come into fruition for 2025, you need to plant those seeds in 2024 to make sure that you are tilling the ground, setting the stage, and doing those things. So when 2025 come around, you are beginning to reap a harvest. Your seedlings are growing, and you are in the nurturing process of building upon the things that you are wanting to see. So I see some people are saying you got to make sure, yes, you got to make sure you take care of yourself.
Yes.
You got to make sure you take care. Yes, self-care. And then a lot of the times we have to be specific as well.
Oh, yes.
Because okay, take care of ourselves, but what are you going to do? What is your goal? Like, what's the first step you're going to do to take care of yourself? What does that actually look like? And, because a lot of times, sometimes people say, I got to find my happiness. But what does that look like? Like, how are you going to go about finding your happiness? What is going to be that first step? We have to learn to break down that, because finding your happiness or self-care, that's the big goal. That's the overall goal. We got to do the smaller things to be able to get to that bigger goal. Oh yes, sometimes it was a real struggle to get out and be social with people.
Yes.
And a lot of the times that is a struggle,
yes.
Especially coming off COVID and then dealing with everything else of the world. It is sometimes very hard to be sociable with people. But even if you don't have to go into no large crowds, I tell a lot of people this: We need partnerships.
Yes.
We need people. We need
Yes.
each other. We need connection. That's how we thrive as a people, is off connection. So even if you have to have a small little circle, 2 or 3 people,
Yes.
to where you connect with, you talk to, you communicate with, then that is well as well. Okay. Save funds and stock up on necessities.
Absolutely.
Yes. Listen, Hurricane Helene
taught us all a lesson.
Make sure you have a cash stash somewhere.
Absolutely.
And also make sure you build you a survivor's box. Okay, a survivor's box.
And and it's so funny that we can sit here and laugh now about that, because just a few months back we weren't laughing.
Right. It wasn't nothing funny.
No.
And then we say, during this year, faced some health issues, and by facing the issue and dealing with it, was able to see results.
Yes.
A lot of times when we face stuff, when we deal with things, we get reports. We have to face those things head on.
Yes.
Because if we don't deal with it, we don't
you don't grow from it.
You don't grow from it, and then you don't see the results of you actually dealing with it. So you do have to deal with the things. It's one thing to get a report. So you've gotten this report. Now what are you going to do in order to change the dynamic? Like you said, our challenges.
Oh yes.
What you get a challenge, but now what are you going to do to change that challenge into a success?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And being the change I want to see. Yes, the things that we see in this world, the things you have to be that in order to see that.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to be it in order to see it. So yes, thank y'all so much for your responses.
Yes, I love participation. Crowd participation is always the best. So now that we have reflected, we've embraced, and now we've talked a little bit about preparing, let's talk about some of these cheers, especially the cheers that we have going on that we're offering here at Augusta Partnership for Children in 2025. So we will be kicking off our 40th anniversary celebration in 2025. And so the first event that we're scheduled to have is our charity soiree and silent auction, and that's going to be February 21st from 6 to 10:30 p.m. and that's going to be at the Augusta Shriners Club. And so tickets for that event are $60, and so you can visit our website to purchase tickets. You can even come by our office, but we would love to have you celebrate with us. Again, since we're turning 40, we have some wonderful campaigns that we're asking that you all get involved and help us with. We have a sponsor spotlight campaign where details about that are going to be sent to you guys or available to you guys beginning in January. And then we also have a boardroom naming campaign. And so again, details about that are going to be sent out to all of our partners, and then information, even if you're not a partner, information about that will be probably on social media as well as on our website. And then we also have a 40th anniversary campaign, like a big fundraising campaign. And so with that, anybody who wants to donate and support us in that way, of course, they are welcome. And you can do so by simply giving only $4. So the campaign starts out with $4, then it goes up to $14, $40, $400, and then a whopping $4,000. And so those are just a few of the donation amounts that we are going to be offering, or suggested amounts that we offer. And of course, if you want to donate more, you are definitely welcome to do so. But our overarching goal for 2025 and this 40th anniversary celebration, we're hoping that we're going to be able to raise $400,000 by November 28th, 2025. And so that's going to be the end date for the campaign, because of course we're going to have a big celebration in December of 2025 to kind of share, the details about how much money we raised, who our sponsor spotlight people happen to be, and of course who has been our biggest champion for 2025. So all those things will be revealed in 2025. So please stay tuned, follow us, like us on Facebook, attend all of our events. Um, Even phone a friend if you'd like to phone a friend, tell them about what we have going on, because we definitely love community, we love partnership, we love people, and so the more the merrier. So this is your personal invitation from me to you. We want to see you there, and so we hope you'll be there.
Yes.
um,
Absolutely.
and also just I just want to say this too. I don't think this is something that people hear a lot publicly, but we have the most amazing staff at Augusta Partnership for Children. We have some hardworking men and women who are supportive of all the causes, all the programs, and so this is just not for us being around 40 years, but this is in support of the hard work and dedication that we have in house. We have selfless individuals. We have individuals that go above and beyond the need and the cause. You should have seen them upstairs earlier this week with families distributing toys. Even last month, distributing food to families, and all of the things that were not publicly broadcasted that our staff did to help individual families during Hurricane Helene. So, I mean, the list goes on, but we take a lot of pictures, but again, the real work, the real passion is usually not photographed. It's not on video. It's nothing that we actually talk about, but it's just us behind the scenes seeing the work and the dedication that's put into play, when we have a family that needs, or when we get a phone call or anything like that, how people will just drop everything that they have going on just to make sure that they can serve and meet a need. And not only our staff, let me also say this. I think we have a wonderful board who supports all of the efforts that you see. Everything that you get to see that we do, all the pictures, all those nice things. We have a board of trustees that provide great direction, great strategies, things that just really help me so that our staff and our organization can be a success. And so I just want to take this time to just say thank you to both our board and our wonderful staff. And now, not only do we have a board and a staff that's wonderful, we have a lot of great supporters as well. And so, we can't do or couldn't do the things that we do without the support of the community. And I think the community honestly has been supporting us since day one. Since the organization was operating out of the trunk of a vehicle, our previous executive director, Dr. Rebecca McKenzie, and friends, they decided to get together. They needed to serve children and families. They didn't have an office. And at that time, we were not working virtually. They were using the trunk of their cars. And so, with having a story, or with that being the backstory, part of the history of APC, we definitely have to make sure we celebrate the year.
Right.
So,
Absolutely.
so I just wanted to take a few minutes to just say that to you. So again, thank you.
All right. Well, Candice, I thank you. I thank you so much. This year has been such an amazing year for APC, despite the challenges, but
Yes.
the challenges but then all of the successes that
Yes.
came from some of them challenges as well.
Yes.
And I'm so looking forward to 2025 and what all the greatness that APC is
Absolutely.
going to step into as a
Can't
whole, as
wait.
a family, right? And so, listen, y'all, thank y'all so much for riding with us throughout this year. Again, tuning in every month for our parent cafes. We appreciate you so much for your support. We're looking forward to next year to start back up the parent cafes. It's going to look a little different, but it's going to be bigger and better and more engaging. And so I hope that you join us for this journey next year as well. Listen, y'all, happy holidays to all. Love on each other, be there for each other, uplift those who need the uplifting. Reach out to 2 people, 3 people a day, just to make sure that everybody is in well enough spirits, okay? Listen, we love y'all. Thank y'all. Continue to tune in. Continue to be great. And until next year, happy holidays.